Looking for a better way to buy a car? Stark Auto Sales holds insurance recovery auctions every Monday. SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, motorcycles, even exotic sports cars. Thousands of vehicles in stock. Some are rebuildable wrecks, some just parts cars. Others are damage-free theft recoveries. You can save a lot of money bidding in person or online. Stark ships worldwide. If you're looking for a better way to buy a car, stop by the next Monday auction at 119 Union Street, Toronto, or visit starkautosales.com. SST is brought to you by Stark Auto Sales, home of the ultimate worldwide scratch and dent car sale. Hi friends, I'm Rick Walker. Welcome to the SST Car Show. We have a lot of really cool stuff lined up for you today. We're going to take you to a cool car show in the classic car capital of Texas, Nocona. We're also going to take you to the SEMA Auto Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. But first, let's take a look at an American icon, the Camaro. It is now lighter, it is stronger, it is faster. Here's our review of the all-new Camaro. The 6th generation Camaro looks a lot like the old Camaro, but it's really all new. It's lower, lighter, and leaner. It's meaner. This is the Camaro SS, and that SS badge really means something. One touch of the gas pedal will tell you why. The engine in this car is the same engine used in the Corvette Stingray. There is 455 horsepower available here, but the power is only the beginning of the story. Power is refined, the engine revs high, and pops when you release the accelerator, putting this car into true sports car territory. Still, this is a Camaro, and its design screams muscle. The car doesn't disappoint in this area. Straight line performance is impressive. 0 to 60, 4.3 seconds. 0 to 100 miles per hour, 9.3 seconds. Standing quarter mile, you'll do that in 12.5 seconds. With a top speed of 160 miles per hour. The Camaro SS is made up of components from some of the best cars in the General Motors lineup. You know, this car uses a Cadillac chassis, and as a result, it really does handle extremely well. It's an advanced design, well engineered. The new design is a lot like the old design, which is good because the last Camaro was gorgeous. Yet when placed right next to a new Corvette, it's surprising to see how similar it is to America's most loved true sports car. This Camaro is lighter than the previous Camaro. It is also more powerful, and it sits a little bit lower to the ground. The overall result is a car that performs better, handles better. It's just a better car. Inside the cockpit, the seats wrap around you, and these are the best seats ever used in a production Camaro. The whole car wraps around you, but space inside is not abundant. This is not designed to be spacious, it's designed to be a Camaro. The small back seat is barely adequate to hold another human being, but that's all part of the package in a car like this. You're not buying a practical car, you're buying performance and style. The SS model comes standard with Brembo brakes, 20-inch summer tires, and coolers for its transmission, rear differential, and engine oil. The best thing about this car, aside from the power and style, is the handling. This is the best handling Camaro ever produced. Handling was always an issue in the old school muscle cars of all types. Today's Camaro, though, is a different story. The chassis and body is stiff. There is excellent road feel. The car is predictable even when the back end breaks loose or is close to breaking loose. This is a car that is at home not only on the street but also on the track. It is at home when accelerating in a straight line, and more importantly, it's a comfortable car to take into corners. The new Camaro could have been better in some areas in our view. The doors, for instance, just feel a little too long and too heavy, but it is a much better car than the last Camaro, and it's better able to run with its competitors, namely Mustang and Challenger. We always said the last Camaro was beautiful, but it was too big, too bulky. The 6th generation Camaro addresses those issues. It sits lower, goes faster, and handles a whole lot better. It's a tighter, lighter, meaner car that we like a lot. And that's why it is SST approved. We take you now to the classic car capital of Texas, Nocona, which is just outside Dallas, for a look at a very cool car show they hold there each year. They tried a lot of things over the years to bring this town back to life. Rodeos, all kinds of other festivals. Nothing quite worked, but classic cars have. The cars that come here are not just beaters. This event attracts quality classics. When we come back, we'll take a look at the all-new Ford Focus. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Elena. Don't go away. There's more SST Car Show coming up. Hey friends, welcome back to the SST Car Show. Recently, I took my son Ryan for a test drive in a brand new Ford Focus. You see, he's in the market to maybe buy a vehicle because he's heading off to college. Here's our review of the vehicle. It's test drive day for Ryan, and he is out looking at the new Ford Focus at a Drive One for Your Community event put on by the Victory Ford dealership in Chatham, Ontario, Canada. The way it works is pretty simple. You test drive a car and Ford donates money to charity. In the process, the dealership gets your name and contact info, so maybe down the road they can send you information on special offers, and maybe after the test drive you'll like the car and buy one. Well, Ryan is heading off to college soon, so he's looking for reliable wheels. Maybe, just maybe, this Ford Focus is the car he needs. So a car like this, would it be a good first car for someone heading off to college or university?
Probably, yeah. This Ford makes pretty good cars. I mean, this thing's got lots of space, so I mean, since it's a hatchback, you're able to fit a bunch of stuff in it already, so you don't have to have like a giant truck or anything, so it's a good mix between like a minivan and a regular car.
The new Ford Focus is tight, and by that we mean the car has no squeaks or rattles. The car feels tight on the road. It corners with confidence. And if you talk to Ryan, he'll tell you the steering tracks true and the steering wheel provides good road feel.
It rides really smooth, so it's not super bumpy like you would be in like a lower car. It handles really nice as well.
This Focus sits on a European-developed chassis, and the result is a modern car that feels agile. The base engine is a 2-liter 4-cylinder, and it produces more than enough power for a car this size. In fact, the performance is downright peppy. The transmission on this car is smooth. There are also other engine options available, including a small 1-liter turbocharged version as well as an electric version. There is plenty of cargo space and lots of legroom in the back seat. The interior feels more upscale than most cars in this class.
The seats are supportive. They're really soft.
Projected fuel economy of about 40 miles per gallon on the highway makes this car even more attractive. Now, we only had the car for a short time, so it's hard to say if the stated fuel economy figures are accurate. But 40 miles per gallon is still pretty impressive. The Focus has good lines, it's attractive, it's tight, it's practical, and affordable. Ryan is still undecided.
He wants to look at a range of options before doing anything, but he does like this car.
The Ford Focus is SST approved.
You know, friends, the next classic car auction put on by CCP Auctions, which is the biggest classic car auction house in Canada, is just around the corner. If you're looking to sell or get rid of one of your old cars because maybe you want to pick up something else or just make a change in your life, now is the time to contact CCP Auctions and consign, because if you consign early, you get your car listed early and it gets the best promotion. Here are some highlights now from the last Maple City Classic Car Auction, the second time they've done it in Chatham, Kent, Ontario, the classic car capital of Canada. The next CCP Auctions event will be held at the International Center in Mississauga. You can consign your vehicle or check out the list of consigned vehicles at ccpauctions.com. Now, let's go to Cruise in the Park in Sarnia, Ontario. That's where we found Ken Poore and his award-winning BMW Isetta. We are at this car show in Sarnia, put on by the Sarnia
Street Machines.
Sarnia Street Machines. They've been doing this for like 23 some years.
Something like that, and they raise money for a good local cause, so it's great.
And this thing is a hit. It's a BMW Isetta. What year is this?
This is a 1958. It was built in Brighton, England. It's an Italian design, German-built car specifically for the Canadian market.
Very, very cool. Like, they did build these for other countries, but what was it that made these ones specific for Canada?
The bumpers are different. The tail lights are different. There's a number of differences that you can tell an American one from a German one from a Canadian one. It's mostly the bumpers and the tail lights.
Okay. But the overall design around the world made them somewhat popular because they were efficient, fuel efficient, space efficient, obviously. I guess somewhat easy to park. What kind of engine is in this thing and how much power does it generate?
So this is a BMW motorcycle engine, except that it's not a two-cylinder motorcycle engine. It's a one-cylinder. It produces 7.5 horsepower.
So that's kind of like an air compressor on wheels.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's capable of a top speed of about 50 miles per hour.
So that's mind-blowing. So I guess that really comes down to power and weight ratio and gearing, right?
Exactly. The car only weighs about 700 pounds.
Man. So what's it like to drive? I mean, I have been in one of these as a passenger, but how does it handle? How does it steer?
It's actually remarkably stable because of the wide set front wheels. But this car in particular hadn't been on the road since 1972 until 2 weeks ago. So we still have some kinks to work out, but it runs pretty well.
So was there a lot of work to do on this?
This one a fellow started restoring about 20 years ago. I bought the car painted, but with 4 cases of parts. I had a local guy, Terry, I'll give him a plug. Terry rebuilt the engine, did a fantastic job. We had a lot of chrome to do, some interior wiring, etc.
So where do you find parts like for a car like this? Is there much stuff that's like been fabricated? Is there like new old stock out there?
There's some new old stock. BMW's still manufactured parts for many years. There were many thousands of these cars built. Also, there are enough enthusiasts now that there are reproduction parts that you can acquire. And I just had to replace the left front brake hose on this car, and I found that a 1971 Spitfire fits. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So some parts are interchangeable, and I guess this was really a forerunner to, today's smart cars or today's Chevy Sonics, today's really small, efficient cars.
Yes. So it was built to meet the needs in post-war Europe, where there wasn't a lot of metal, there wasn't a lot of gasoline, the roadways are very small, and they needed cheap cars for mass production.
Well, I guess it just goes to show you, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for sharing the vehicle with us today.
My pleasure.
Don't go away. When we come back, a retro review. We take a look at the 2010 Audi TT.
Hi, I'm Maddie, and stay with us because there'll be more SST coming your way.
Hey friends, welcome back to the SST Car Show. Time for a retro review now. Here's our look at the 2010 Audi TT. We did this during a used car crawl in London, Ontario, and we found it at That Car Place on Exeter Road. This thing was a pristine, clean example, and it is also an example of a car that really represents a better value, I think, used than it does when it's new. Check it out. Another SST Car Show retro review, this time with the 2010 Audi TT on the streets of London, Ontario. We found this car at That Car Place, and it's a gem. Low kilometers and super clean. It's a premium example of a pre-owned vehicle that in many ways is a better option than buying new. How can that be? Well, first off, the TT from 2010 was advanced in terms of engineering and design. The materials used in it are premium throughout, so it's a pre-owned vehicle that stands the test of time. Our test drive showed just how good these cars are, how durable. This car is solid, tight. The interior materials show almost no wear at all. In most respects, it looks and drives like new, a testament to how well it was built.
Of course, this is an Audi, so there is a high degree of exclusivity or prestige that comes with owning a car like this.
Plus, with this car, the bulk of depreciation is gone. In fact, it may be all gone. This is a desirable car that for some is actually a collectible. So at this stage in its life, it will hold its value well. It may not depreciate at all, in fact. When these cars came out, people bought them for the style mainly. But Audi continued to build more and more performance into them over time. And in this year, the TT offered true sports car performance. This car comes with a 220 horsepower, 2-liter TFSI engine. There is almost no lag. But the engine was not the highlight for us. Instead, it was actually the transmission that impressed us most.
You're going to love the style of this car, and the performance is snappy. In fact, when I say snappy, I mean snappy. The transmission is a very positive transmission. It really snaps into each gear. This is truly a sports car.
It shifts fast and it's fully automatic. But if you still feel you can do a better job on your own, you do have the option to use sport mode and shift yourself. This is a car that sits low like a sports car should. It drives and handles like it's on rails, but there is still enough cushion in the suspension to make the ride comfortable, even on a long trip. This is a stylish, performance-oriented coupe, but inside there is ample head, leg, and elbow room. The cabin is laid out logically, with all controls within easy reach. This test car is packed with options too. The infotainment system is killer, and the premium alloy wheels suit the car's sleek styling perfectly.
The seats are very supportive, and this interior is all around beautiful.
The 2010 Audi TT has styling cues and performance that gives a nod to its big brother, the Audi R8 supercar. But the TT comes with a more manageable price tag. Whoever buys this car will probably pick it up for somewhere around $30,000 Canadian, a true bargain. The 2010 Audi TT, a roadster that offers true sports car performance and long-term value, making it an SST Car Show Retro Review winner. I'm Rick Walker. Well, friends, that's all the time we have today. So until next time, remember, when you can't get to the car show, we will bring the car show to you online at streetsporttv.com. Catch you next time right here on the next edition of the SST Car Show.
This has been a Maverick Multimedia production.